Maybe growing older doesn't have to mean fading away. In Japan, you can see people in their 70s, even their 80s, buying fresh vegetables at the market, trimming flowers in their garden, or sharing tea with friends under the morning sun. Their steps are steady, their smiles are gentle, and their bodies, though aged, still carry strength. It makes many of us wonder, what are they doing that we're not? It's not miracle genes. It's not magic medicine. And it's certainly not anti-aging pills from a commercial. What keeps them moving is movement itself, gentle, rhythmic, daily movement. Not to look young, but to stay connected to life. Their philosophy is simple. The body must be used in order to stay alive. Studies in Tokyo have shown that people over 60 who move for just 10 minutes a day, nothing heavy, nothing extreme, reduce their risk of heart disease by 40%, improve memory and planning skills, and even sleep better at night. A quiet walk, a stretch, a breath held with intention. Sometimes that's all it takes to tell the body, I still want to be here. So today, I'd like to share 5 more Japanese exercises that support mobility, memory, and longevity, especially after 50. They're soft, they're safe, and they require no gym, no equipment, only your willingness to take care of the body that has carried you through every year of your life. You can do them right at home. And maybe, just maybe, they'll help you live not only longer, but better. Take your time. Breathe gently. Let's begin together. Number 1. Heel raises. Some mornings, we wake up and realize the body moves a little slower than it used to. The legs feel heavy. The ground feels farther away. And walking, something so simple, begins to feel like an effort. But deep inside the body, there is still power waiting to be used. In Japan, they say, when your legs stay strong, your life stays yours. And there is one gentle movement that keeps that power alive. A simple act of lifting the heels. It's called heel raises, and it may look small, but it speaks loudly to the heart, the brain, and even our emotions. When we rise into our toes, the calf muscles begin to work. They squeeze like a quiet pump, pushing blood upward toward the heart and further toward the brain. Scientists call the calves the second heart because every time they contract, they help the real heart do its job. Research from Tokyo University showed that older adults who practice heel raises daily improved blood circulation by nearly 30% and felt less swelling and fatigue in their legs. Another study in Japan found something even more powerful. Their balance improved. Their fear of falling began to fade. Age may slow the body, but movement can still remind it how to live. In traditional Eastern medicine, heel raises are more than exercise. They are a way of opening the pathways of the body. The gentle lifting of the heels is believed to activate energy in the kidneys, the source of vitality, and calm the liver, which carries stress. At the center of the foot lies a point called Yongquan, a small gate of energy. Each time the heel lifts, that gate awakens, quietly supporting sleep, circulation, and emotional balance. You don't need strength to do this. You only need a moment and a little kindness toward your own body. Stand beside a chair or wall. Let your hands rest gently. Lift your heels slowly, as though you're reaching for the sky with your feet. Hold, and then return to the earth softly, not to force the body, but to remind it that it still belongs here. Maybe this is what longevity truly means. Not pushing against age, but finding small ways to stay connected to life. A lift of the heels, a breath, a moment of presence. Day by day, strength returns, not as something loud, but as something quiet, steady, and deeply human. If you are over 50 and you believe that health doesn't need to be extreme, that it can be gentle, scientific, and full of wisdom, then this channel is your home. Subscribe and walk beside me, one calm step at a time. Let your heels rise. Let your heart follow. Because as long as your legs can lift you, your story isn't finished yet. Number 2, Taiso stretch. There is a kind of silence that settles into the body after a certain age. Not sadness, not pain, just a quiet stiffness. The shoulders lift toward the ears. The neck holds tension like a secret. Even breathing feels a little shorter than it used to. But in Japan, there's a gentle way of waking the body up again. It's called Taiso stretch, a soft flowing movement that brings space back into the bones, breath back into the chest, and ease back into the day. No rushing, no forcing, just movement, almost like music. Taiso stretch is often done while the morning light is still soft. People lift their arms slowly, as though greeting the day. They turn their torso from side to side, not to burn calories, but to invite circulation. They stretch the spine, then let it rest. And little by little, the stiffness begins to soften. Studies from the Tokyo Institute of Longevity Science found that people over 60 who practice Taiso stretch for just 10 minutes a day increase flexibility in the upper back and shoulders by 22%. Their lungs filled more deeply, their balance improved, and many reported feeling lighter in mood, not because life changed, but because their bodies became easier to live in. That is the quiet power of moving gently. It doesn't try to reverse age, it simply creates room for life to continue. You don't need perfect posture to begin. Start wherever you are. Let your feet touch the ground. Raise your arms slowly, like a rising sunrise. Let the shoulders roll back. Let the chest open, and allow the air to flow in more freely. Twist softly from left to right, like a tree greeting the wind. Then return to stillness and feel what has changed. Eastern medicine believes that when the spine moves, energy moves. When the chest opens, emotion opens. And when we stretch, we are not only stretching our muscles, we are stretching the boundaries of how far life can still reach. Maybe that is what this practice teaches us, that age does not close our world unless we stop moving. A little stretch, a deep breath, a moment of presence, and suddenly the day becomes possible again. If you're over 50 and you believe in health that is gentle, wise, and deeply human, this channel is your companion. Subscribe, and let's grow flexible together, in body, in mind, and in spirit. Because every stretch, no matter how small, is a quiet way of saying to life, I am still willing to move with you. Number 3, finger and hand mobility. Some people believe aging begins in the legs, but in Japan, they say it often begins in the hands. The hands hold memories. The first time we held someone we loved, the letters we once wrote, the kitchen tools we used to prepare meals for our family. Every wrinkle, every line, is a story of who we've been. But as the years go by, stiffness starts to appear. Buttons become harder to fasten. Jars take more effort to open. Even writing a name can suddenly feel unfamiliar. That is when this gentle practice becomes beautiful. Finger and hand mobility. A way of keeping our hands alive, so they can continue to hold life itself. In Japan, many seniors begin their morning by warming their hands, not as exercise, but as a form of respect. They rub their palms together, they open their fingers wide, then close them gently, like a quiet reminder. Movement is still possible. Science has followed these movements closely. A study from the Nagoya Institute of Aging found that simple finger exercises can increase blood flow to the brain by 18%, supporting memory, coordination, and clear thinking. Another study showed that daily hand mobility reduced stiffness in the joints and even helped lower mild anxiety. When the hands move, the mind begins to open. But there is also an emotional truth behind this. The hands are connected to the heart. When our hands lose their freedom, our spirit often does too. That is why this practice matters. It's not just about fighting stiffness, it's about keeping dignity, keeping independence, keeping the ability to reach out for another person or for our own life. You can try it gently wherever you are. Let your palms touch. Feel their warmth. Spread your fingers wide, as if letting light pass through them. Then softly curl them back into your hands, not with force, but with kindness. Press each fingertip, one by one, like you're greeting an old friend. Rotate your wrists, slowly, as though you're painting a circle in the air. Maybe the body changes with age, but movement still carries memory. Every stretch says to the brain, I'm still learning. Every motion whispers to the heart, I'm still here. And perhaps that is what longevity truly is. Not youth, not perfection, but the ability to keep touching life, even in the quietest ways. If you're over 50 and you believe health can be gentle, human, and deeply meaningful, this channel welcomes you. Subscribe and let's keep moving together. One breath, one fingertip, one moment at a time. Because as long as your hands can move, your life can still create. Your story can still continue. Number 4, Seiza breathing. Sometimes life feels like too many thoughts in one mind. The body slows down, the heart beats a little louder, and even our breath begins to tremble. But peace is often simpler than we think. In Japan, there is a quiet practice called Seiza breathing, a way of sitting and breathing that invites stillness back into the body. You don't need a temple or meditation classes or special music. You just need a moment, a place to sit, and a breath that is truly yours. Seiza begins on the ground, knees gently folded beneath you, back lifted, not by force, but by dignity, hands resting softly. Nothing complicated, nothing loud, just you and the space between each inhale and exhale. Science has watched what happens in the silence. When we breathe in Seiza, the diaphragm moves more freely. Oxygen enters the bloodstream more easily. The heart slows down, and within minutes, the nervous system receives a message. It is safe now. In a study from Hokkaido Medical School, older adults who practiced Seiza breathing for only 2 weeks reduced their anxiety by nearly 1/3. They slept better, thought clearer, felt lighter, not in the body, but in the soul. Eastern medicine sees breath not as air, but as life force. Sitting in Seiza is said to open the pathways that nourish the heart, calm the mind, and awaken the energy deep within the kidneys, our quiet reserves of strength. With each breath, the body seems to remember something it once knew. Healing doesn't always come from effort. Sometimes it comes from slowing down. You can try it now. Sit gently. If your knees need support, place a cushion. Let the spine rise naturally, as if pulled upward by a soft thread. Close your eyes. Breathe in through the nose, slowly, until the lungs are full. Hold that moment. Then exhale with kindness, not pushing the air out, but letting it go on its own. Continue calmly until you feel the rhythm of your own body again. There is no right or wrong, only presence. Perhaps this is what aging truly teaches. that strength isn't always loud, that wellness doesn't always demand effort, and that sometimes the most powerful way to live is to simply sit down, breathe, and listen to life moving gently through us. If you're over 50 and you believe that health can be kind, gentle, and deeply human, this channel is your companion. Subscribe, stay close, and breathe with me in the next video, because every calm breath is a quiet victory. And sometimes peace begins right beneath the ribs, not with force, but with air and permission to simply be here. Number 5, Yuri Tonakaku, Japanese soft Tai Chi. There are movements that look powerful, and there are movements that feel peaceful. Yuri Tonakaku, the Japanese form of soft Tai Chi, belongs to the second kind. This practice doesn't rush the body. It doesn't push the heart to race. Instead, it teaches the body how to move gently, like water finding its way through stone. In Yuri Tonakaku, every gesture is slow, almost tender. Arms flow like wind drifting across a field. Weight shifts from one foot to the other like waves brushing the shore. The body moves with no intention of speed, only with the intention of harmony. Scientists have measured this kind of movement and found something remarkable. A study from Kyoto Institute for Aging Research discovered that even without intense effort, this slow-motion practice increases circulation, lowers stress hormones, and improves balance in adults over 60. Another study observed brain activity and found that soft Tai Chi activated both sides of the brain, the analytic and the emotional, helping maintain memory, coordination, and emotional stability. But maybe the greatest secret of Yuri Tonakaku is this: when the body moves softly, the heart remembers how to be calm again. You don't need strength to begin. You simply need presence. Stand with your feet gently apart. Let your hands float upward, not to reach for anything, but to release tension. Shift your weight to one side, then to the other, as if you are following the rhythm of your breath. Imagine your arms drawing invisible shapes in the air. Circles, waves, clouds passing across the sky. Let your movements slow down until time itself starts to slow with you. In Eastern philosophy, this softness is not weakness, it is wisdom, because sometimes the best way to stay strong is to learn how to move gently. Maybe that is what aging asks from us, not to resist change, but to move with it, not to fight gravity, but to let grace live alongside it. If you're over 50 and still believe that life can move with beauty, even in small motions, then this channel is your companion. Subscribe and let your body rediscover peace, one slow step at a time. Yuri Tonikaku is not performance. It is not exercise. It is a quiet conversation with life, where movement becomes softness and softness becomes strength. Growing older isn't a battle we win or lose. It's a journey we learn to walk, with grace, with wisdom, and with kindness toward ourselves. These movements don't ask for youth. They don't demand strength. They simply ask for something quieter, a few minutes, a little presence, and a willingness to keep moving. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes if you have more. Not to feel young again, but to stay connected to your body, to your breath, and to the life that is still unfolding inside you. In Japan, people don't exercise to chase age away. They move to stay in touch with their humanity, with their heart, their rhythm, their breath. They move not to look younger, but to feel alive. If this video brought you comfort, or even a moment of peace, I warmly invite you to subscribe to Eating Healthy After 50, a place where ancient Japanese wisdom meets modern science, and where aging is not feared, but welcomed as a season we can live beautifully. May your days be steady, may your steps be gentle, and may every breath remind you that your life still has room to grow, one calm movement at a time.